make your head pop. Make your head pop.
How's everyone doing this evening? I hope you all got a chance to go over to Matt's last stream. I'm here just doing some testing for my live stream. Be starting at the end of the month on January 28th. Let's turn that down a little bit. Here we go. It's hard to have headphones on when you're trying to talk and everything's almost like a 15 to 20 second delay. But I encourage you, if you haven't had a chance to go over and talk to Matt, please do. Say appreciate, give him some sign of appreciation of all the last 4 years he's put in doing live streams every Friday here in the United States, and Saturday over in Australia. But he's been pretty faithful in the community, has helped out a lot of people, especially those who like using DaVinci and other things with drones, and he started getting to FPVs the last 2 years. Yes, I'm not taking over Matt's time slot, Andrew. I'll be doing mine on the last Sunday of each month. The show is going to be called The Last Call, and we'll be covering a lot of these more serious topics for the drone community, for I like to say more serious drone individuals and commercial operators. We'll be talking about rules and regulations and And just like the incident that happened, those who watched Ken Herron last night, the gentleman who was arrested a couple of months back, I think it was in September, he actually was arrested, or whatever the case might have been. And dealing with situations as such. And I always tell folks it's all about how you present yourself when you come in contact with law enforcement. You never know who you're going to get, what their level of knowledge is as far as drone operations. So it's always better to have a cool head, and then instead of trying to insert your dominant position, even though you might be 100% right. But at that time and moment, you're going to be 100% wrong. I speak from experience as being a law enforcement officer. And like I say, if you really know the rules and guidelines of the FAA, if you are a Part 107 pilot, you are required to show ID and all your paperwork that you have to show authorization in the area you're flying in. And then if you have prior, I think this gentleman and the officer had prior encounters that didn't turn out very well, and I think that added to the animosity that took place. And this gentleman found himself in jail for several hours and had to pay money to bail himself out. And like I say, things that got kind of really out of control when he ran into a DA that felt he was more interested in pursuing a conviction than he was trying to uphold the law. So these are things you can run into, basically all about how your attitude was from the start. Because I always tell people the officer writes the report, not you. You don't get to add anything to it until you go before a judge. So the only thing that the DA has at his disposal is the officer's report. Hey Chuck, how you doing? I've been wanting to slide this towards your way because I know you as a perfectionist would appreciate what I'm trying to do here. This is his impromptu test session here, but I am streaming this through my Yellow Box Ultra, which came in today. I bought a second one also as for a field monitor, and this one here allows me to stream in 4K. I have it hardwired off of my system, so I'm 4K at 30 frames per second. Right now I'm running off 2 cameras right now, per se, and I'm going to go ahead and switch it to the different cameras here, and you'll get to see the other cameras in action. Or actually, just I say 2 cameras, but it allows you to crop off the main picture and create second and third layers off the same camera. So right now I have it on the main camera, which is in front of me, which is a 4K camera. The main camera is an Anker webcam 4K, and I have another Anker webcam that's 2.7K, but even though you may not have 4K cameras, it will upconvert all your cameras to whatever you're streaming at. So if you're streaming at 1080p and you got cameras only shoot at, hey bud, how you doing, partner? You're only shooting at, your cameras only have 720p, it will upconvert those to 1080p. And at 1080p, you can have this thing stream at 60 frames per second. I'm streaming in 4K right now. Hey Al, how you doing, partner? 4K right now, it tops out at 30 frames per second. So like I said, I'm just testing some stuff out. I've been working on it off and on since New Year's Eve on different platforms, what I want to use. This one I'm fairly happy with right now. I was looking at doing the Mevo, but it's not that the Mevos work great. Great camera system, great setup to work off of a tablet or even a phone. I would probably still use that in the field in the future, but I would have to invest in another Apple iPad, which I didn't want to do, and not really know if I'm going to get better results from the main station. This Yellow Box here was pretty much guaranteeing me that I was going to get everything that I wanted to get. So this is the route I went, and this is something I've been thinking about doing for the last 4 or 5 months, is doing a live stream show. And like I said, I'm only going to be doing it once a month, and it's going to be the last Sunday of each month. And we're going to tackle the, I would say, the more serious side of drone rules, regulations, things of that nature that impact those of us who are commercial operators. Anybody who's a recreational pilot is free to attend, free to come in, free to ask questions, but I can tell you right now it's going to be geared towards that audience of commercial operators. And this is something I feel that is missing out in the community. We have a lot of shows out there that talk about recreational activities and speculation, what's going to be the new drone coming out for consumer levels. But for me, I operate in the realm of commercial work, and a lot of us still use some of the older drones because, like I said, the industry has not mandated that we need to change to something else. And a lot of the drones that have come out in the last couple of years, consumer drones, are just not meeting the specs. I talked to a guy the other day, when I guess he's using the Air 2S, which has, I could tell, for mapping. And I tell people for basic actual commercial level mapping, you need to have that 1-inch sensor, 20 megapixel camera, and and a drone that's able to do waypoint flights. So that's just the basics right there. Like I said, those you have seen some of my shorts and other videos know that I have upped my game to RTK level. So like I say, I did that to make myself stand out a little more in my area to secure a little more work. And so far it's been working. I've been able to go into the solar industry a little bit and get some of those jobs that are out there. So I can't complain at all at the results of what I'm being able to get into. I had a 30% increase this last year, 2023, and I was very skeptical of that occurring because of the inflation rate. And I tell people that, these are all the things as commercial operators we look at, not just the drones itself. We have to pay attention to the weather, what's going on 5, 7, 8 days out. Like I say, we had a big inflation and inflation, not talking about the price of anything, but inflation occurs in the lending industry. And anybody knows anything about developers and contractors and so forth, they like to build when it's easy to get money. When it costs them more money to get money, they slow down and they cut back. So I was really surprised that things kept booming, especially here in Southern California. The housing industry and the commercial industry is still booming. Housing developments are going up quicker than anything else. Commercial is holding steady, and we're talking about the large warehouses are still being built in most of the cities in my area and stuff. So like I said, I'm just doing a little test tonight, folks. I'm not going to be on here long, and even my shows are not going to be long. We're talking about doing as I say, a TED Talk type format. We're going to be on maybe 15 to maybe 30 minutes at the longest. We're going to attack a subject. I'm going to show you documentation because I don't want anybody to think my word is the gospel. I'm out here learning stuff just like you guys are out here learning stuff. So I'll be bringing forth documents out of the FAA guidelines and rules and regulations. We're going to talk about this drone, American Security Drone Act that's about to be signed by the president here in another week or two. So that'll be finally settled. We're going to dig into the details, a deep dive into these areas and how it may or may not impact us. There's a lot of information inside of that bill that was brought forth by the former mayor of Florida. I think now he's a congressman, I believe, or a senator, Rick Scott. Yes, that's his name, who brought this bill forward way back over almost a year ago. February of last year, he brought this bill forward, and now it has gone through all the process and ready to be signed by the President of the United States. So there's a lot of things to unpack. There's a lot of things we need to really point out, and that way we won't be looked upon as crying wolf. The little boy who cried wolf. We don't want to be that and actually spreading more misinformation than anything else. It's always key to, have all the information up front so we can be educated, we can be informed, and know what we are actually looking at. So I can also see you guys' comments on this screen here. So feel free to ask me anything. I'm just doing a little test right here. You guys want to ask about this equipment or anything else I'm doing or what's going to be coming down the pipe. Just, it's the time. I know, Bud, you wanted to ask me questions a few weeks back when I was on Paul's show. So this is a golden time to ask any questions that you want to ask at this point, because I'm just here testing equipment, see how it all works out, see how my cables are working and everything else. So if you guys are not hearing me clearly, please let me know in the chat that if you can't hear me or if it's static or whatever the case may be, just let me know and everything. Well, other than that, according to my YouTube page here that I'm looking at, there's only 2 watching, and I'm one of them. Hey, PD Tech. Thank you, sir. This is just a test run here, just to see how things go out. I've done a couple of tests at 1080p, and now I'm testing at 4K. So if your computer is capable of doing 4K, good deal. So I just had a drop for some reason, and it dropped down to on my computer. I think my computer just had a glitch or something. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, partner. Like I said, I'm just testing this out. The real show will be on January 28th, the last Sunday of the month, and that's when we will actually go live officially. So right now we're just doing some tests as we just try to work out, see if there's any bugs to work out. Because I say once we start doing it for real, I don't want to have any uh-oh moments that I could have caught weeks ago. So I'm going to go ahead and put the music back on, and we'll be good to go.